across our industry, everything's changing. For 100 years or more, our industry has pretty much operated the same way. We produce electrons in large power stations and then distribute it into homes and businesses and build customers for that. That's going to change. And the sooner we accept that it's going to change, the sooner we start to build our business around a different future. And there's a number of dynamics that are causing that change. One of them is technology. And I see technology in our industry as two different types. One is the obvious distributed technology like solar panels and batteries that either produce, manage, store, or consume energy. There's the other type of technology that's influencing our industry, which are digital capabilities. It's the platforms for data analytics, it's the monitoring and sensoring that goes on. All those things are combining to create quite a lot of change. The other thing that's driving change in our industry is regulation and policy. The regulator in New Zealand wants to create more competition, so they influence change too. And the third one is competition itself. So all these things are contriving to create that change. And some of the change is in the distributed energy world. So distributed energy for me is anything downstream of a meter. So upstream of the meter is the grid. Downstream of the meter is everything from your kettle, your toaster that consume energy, solar panels that produce energy, batteries that will store energy, and systems and software that will manage it. So in the past, they were simple devices. But as we move forward, the lower cost of monitoring and recording information from appliances and sources of supply and demand in a home is making it easier to connect up and collect information. We're now going to see integration of these originally simple devices like toasters and thermostats and heat pumps such that they communicate with each other to optimize their use, so that you make sure your washing machine goes on at night while electricity is cheap, or that your solar panel knows to store electricity in your battery rather than export it onto the grid because that's the most economical thing for your household. The really exciting thing in the future is when we start to aggregate across businesses, homes and communities where energy will be shared. So that last electron that is sitting in a battery in someone's house on a Friday night has got a value. It's got a value to that home, but it's got a value to someone else too. And it might be a greater value to someone else, and the right thing might be to export that electron and let it be consumed down the road because it's worth more to them than it is to you. In the traditional model of energy, electrons are flowing one direction from power stations through the grid into the home. When you put solar panels on a roof, it starts to get a bit more exciting because you've got three flows of electrons. You've got electrons flowing into the home to consume, but if there's more being produced on a sunny day than that house needs, it's being exported onto the grid, and in the evening when there's no sun, it's being imported from the grid. But those three flows are still not that exciting because they don't really engage consumers. Storage in the form of batteries in homes and businesses is going to transform our industry. It's going to be the biggest transformation since the light bulb was invented. Because as soon as you've got a battery in a house, you go from 1 to 3 to 7 flows of electrons. Each of those flows has a different price and a different benefit for the consumer. So if you're producing solar on your roof, you can choose to use it in the home, to store it in the battery, or to export it onto the grid. Which one are you going to choose? So someone's going to have to come in and manage that for you. They'll give you choice in the sense you'll be able to choose your settings. You'll be able to say, I want my house to be 21 degrees, 24/7, I want comfort. Or you'll want the most efficient possible running possible to give you the lowest price. Or you might just want convenience and want to have no choice and let the algorithms and the software do it for you. But someone's going to manage those blue flows. And what I find fascinating is if it's not Genesis, who is it? And if it's not us, what becomes of us? So the imperative for us is to go and manage that and learn how to do it. It's actually a really exciting opportunity too. It's not just a threat, in that today we don't really have an engaged consumer base. So I see technology not as a threat, but as an opportunity to engage consumers in a much more meaningful and deeper way than we probably have done to date. So the vision in full is reimagining energy to be customers' first choice for energy management. We've come up with the 3 C's, which is comfort, convenience and control. Well, imagine a world where you pick up your phone in the evening on a Friday and it says, we notice from your calendar that you're away this weekend, your battery's full of charge, and you could be paid 15 cents a kilowatt hour to discharge it in the grid, yes or no. Click. So what's the strategy? Well, we've defined 15 strategic priorities for Genesis, which will be what gets us on the right path to being customers' first choice for energy management. Now, we've categorized them into 3 themes, which are optimize, innovate, and invest. So optimize is really about running our existing business really well and better than we do today even. And the truth here is that although we can talk about lovely, cool technology and this energy management future, 95% of our revenue for the foreseeable future is going to come from the existing business. So we have to run it really well. In the invest block, Genesis has a pretty healthy balance sheet, which means we can go and buy another business if it was the right thing to do. Now, we also need to invest in systems and platforms that allow us to be much more flexible and agile in how we serve customers. On the innovate side of the circle, it's really about how we take good ideas and execute them well. And if we can get the best ideas executed fastest and well, that truly is innovation. We need to move to a world where we do more than just build for electricity, but where we manage it for the consumer in their environment.